everyone, and welcome to Double Stop 6. Today we're going to work on fourths. Fourths are difficult, but they are extremely helpful because they are very, very good for the hand positioning. I'll show you why. It's what makes them difficult. And because they're a pure interval, they are comparatively easy to hear. So it's a good idea if you have an untrained or semi-trained ear to start off with fourths. So the thing with fourths is that one finger has to build a bridge over the higher string, and it has to do that in a way that the higher string can actually resonate. We had that with unisons and we had that with thirds. So basically we have that with fourths. That's what makes them uncomfortable to play, and that's what makes them so very good for the hand position, because you're forcing your hand into a round position with the fingers over the strings. So just by practicing fourths, you are improving your hand position, and you don't have to control your hand position, because if you can play the fourth, your hand position is correct. So it's like a auto-controlling way of practicing, which I always find very helpful. So we're going to start with fourths, and what you need to do, depending on your level of playing, go about it very slowly. It's just a matter of playing them, hearing them, and correcting them. You don't have to play whole scales and fourths, and you don't have to play them fast. On the contrary, take your time. We're going to start off with the first finger on the A on the G string, together with the open D string. If you play with vibrato, put a little bit of vibrato on it, because that will loosen your hand. The next one we're going to put the first finger onto the D string on the E and control that with the open A string. Listen to it. Correct if necessary. And when you've got that, leave your first finger where it is and add the second finger B on the G string. The point of that is that you control your first finger E with the A string, then you know that one's in tune. So if the fourth is not in tune, that leaves only your second finger on the B, which is not in tune. Because one of the biggest problems with double stops, especially when starting out, is that you can hear it's not in tune, but you don't hear fast enough which of your fingers is not in tune. So what you do is you control first the one, then you know that one's in tune, and then you only need to worry about the other one. So for the E, first finger E on the D string, you control with the A string. And then you add the B. And if that's not in tune, then that leaves only the B not being in tune. Just like with all the other double stops, don't worry about speed, don't worry about rhythm, stay on them until they're in tune, because you're practicing hearing and you're practicing correcting. So that's very important with fourths, and they take time in the beginning. Now, the next one is the fourth CF on G and D string. You start off with the F, control with the open A string, so if you know your F is in tune, then you don't need to worry about that anymore. And then you add the C with the third finger on the G string. Stay on it until it's in tune. The next one is the fourth D and G. You start off with your fourth finger D and control it with the open A string as a unison. The point of that is that your fourth finger then is already building a bridge over the D string. Play that until it's in tune, and then you add your third finger G on the D string. And play that until it's in tune. Now I'm going to walk you through the next fourths on the D and A string and on the A and E string bit by bit, because it makes sense to practice them on all strings. But don't start off with practicing them on all strings. Just practice one and then practice the next one and the next one. Take plenty of breaks. Make sure you're relaxed in your shoulders. The point is doing it. The point is not to do lots of it or to do it fast. So the next one is first finger E on the D string together with the open A string. The next fourth is second finger F sharp on the D string and first finger B on the A string. We're going to start with the first finger B on the A string, control that with the open E string so that it's in tune. Okay, now you've got the B, you don't need to worry about that anymore, and you add your second finger F sharp on the D string. The next one is G and C. Start with second finger C on the A string and control that with the open E string. And then you add your third finger G on the D string. This one you can also build up the other way around. You can start with controlling the third finger G with the open G string. Then you've got that one in tune. And then you add the second finger C on the A string. Next one is A and D. Start with your fourth finger A on the D string and control it with the open A string so that it's in tune. And then you add your third finger D on the A string. Then we move over to the A and E string. Start with first finger B on the A string together with the open E string. Next, you play the second finger C on the A string, control it with the open E string. Okay, that's a tune, use that one. And then you add the first finger F on the E string. Stay on it until it's in tune. Then you do the third finger D on the A string and control it with the open D string so that that's in tune. And then you add second finger G on the E string. And then use your fourth finger E on the A string, control it with the open E string. And when that's in tune, you add the third finger A on the E string. Again, stay on it until it's in tune. Okay, those are the fourths in the first position, which I would recommend to practice. Take plenty of time over it. If it takes you a long time to get 1/4 in tune, don't worry about it. Take a break, do it again. It doesn't matter how long it takes. The point is to practice this.